Hey, what's going on? This is the Mind of Huff podcast, and it's got a few things, man. This is gonna be my first episode, but I really ain't want to start it off like this. But with everything going on, it's like, man, I gotta touch base on the stuff that's going on right now. So, with this whole, police brutality stuff that's going on right now, man, and the protests, the rioting, the looting, it's just, man, folks fed up, man. It's been too long, and it's just crazy that, like, it took another one of these incidents to occur for people to start really standing up. But excuse me, I feel as though it's kind of like it's a multitude of a lot of different things, man. So of course, us as black folks, we've been dealing with this stuff for years. I mean, man, centuries, you feel what I'm saying? So with the whole coronavirus, COVID, whatever you want to call that thing, man, and folks is out here jobless, folks is out here quarantined, folks is out here with nothing but time on their hands, man. And I feel like there are a lot of opportunists out here with this whole thing that's going on, and there also are the real folks out here that is really out here about that, and fed up with just the rights of our people. You know what I mean? So you got to watch out for these covert optics, man. You know what I mean? And these people that's really out here fucking up the movement. We got to be more strategic as a collective core or collective group. You know what I mean? It's like we're moving out here and doing things that some things I agree with, and some things I don't necessarily agree with. But it's the only reason I necessarily agree with it is because there's no real plan in place. You know what I mean? So you got to have a plan in place on how you gonna move forward, because it's like, all right, they arrested the one dude. Excuse me. They arrested the one cat. You know what I mean? And then it was the three other cats. You know what I mean? But that's not the only case of this, type of stuff going on, man. You got Breonna Taylor out there in Kentucky. You got and I can't remember his name, but buddy out there in Indiana that happened on Facebook Live. I'm gonna look up his name real quick. Let me see if I can find it here real quick, man. But you got all these situations that's going down, and it just don't stop with this here. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I feel like, now after the fact, like, they have, said that, they finna up the charge, from 3rd degree to 2nd degree. And, they done, went out and arrested the 3 other, police officers that was a part of this, lynching. But I just feel like, that's just this to pacify the people. You know what I mean? Like, that don't stop it. You know what I mean? Because, man, it's too many other things that have occurred. I really feel like right now it's kind of like a real, shift going on. And, folks is tired, man. I mean, we've been tired for, too long, but a lot of things really going to have to change. And, just from the inception, of how, this country was started, I mean, just look at it, man. These folk done came over here and, took the country from some folk that was already over here, enslaved some of them, you know what I mean? Came and took, folk from other countries, enslaved them. But then you got to say to yourself, they talking about they discovered this place. Like, how you discover something that's already here and folks is already here? You know what I'm saying? And then they have, people food for the fact saying, oh, all Africans, came in the slave trade and stuff like that. But who they got the maps from? You feel me? Who they got the maps from, dog? Like, we already had been here. You feel me? Like, we've been here longer. You know what I mean? So we done traveled the world way before they even thought about doing it. You know what I'm saying? But, their whole thing was divide and conquer. You feel me? Every place they done invaded, they done took over. And the things that they have done, to take over, they made it illegal for other folks to do it. So you tell me what that is, man. And then all the, just the psychological, game and things that, they did to, our people, during slavery, the separation and things of that nature, it's a lot of damage, and then just even within our communities, you know what I mean? Like, just over the years, just the continuous, separation, of the household, like you break a family down when you take the man out the house, and then you instill or insinuate little messages on TV, in the music, all these different things, and just kind of demasculating the African man, the African American man in the household. And then you try to make people feel like they wrong for calling that out. You feel what I'm saying? So, it's a lot, when you think about the whole aspect of it. And I'd be damned if somebody say something to me, man, like, from the aspect of like, oh, well, you disrespect the American flag. Look, man, cut all that shit out. You feel me? Nobody want to hear that shit, man. Like, at the end of the day, we all human. You feel what I'm saying? We ain't no threat to y'all. Y'all more the threat to us. And even the other people that y'all done invaded and took over. They the biggest threat. You feel what I'm saying? But at the same token, you know what I mean? They got a 400-year start on us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we not that far removed from slavery when you look at the whole aspect of it. And even when slavery ended, it wasn't like we got anything for it. Like, yeah, we were free, but we really weren't free because, we either had to, stay and work, on the plantation or whatever the case may be to support our families, and they still used us and abused us, with that. It was some, that were able to, make it out and, become millionaires or whatever the case may be, and, was able to establish, communities and cities and, that were thriving, that were, black owned and that were, successful. But what they do, they came and bombed this shit. You know what I mean? They got rid of this shit. You feel what I'm saying? And then, desegregation happened, and that just fucked everything else up from there. Like, it was a cool idea, at first, you think about it like, man, that may sound good. We can get the same resources and all that shit, man. Hell nah, man. All that shit did was fuck up everything, man. From the aspect of like the black owned businesses, black owned taxi companies and, movie theaters, schools, all that, all that shit was out the window. And from there, it's just been a disintegration. And, yeah, like we have, these entertainers and, these people that, get a little bit of change and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And some of them, them became billionaires or whatever the case may be. But, at the end of the day, we still the only like group out here that still don't have the resources that all these other groups are able to get funding for, or just get handed to. You feel what I'm saying? So it's still, man, it's a systematically designed thing for us to be on the bottom of the totem pole, and it's just crazy when you got other folks out here that's of your own kind that say, oh, well, blacks just need to do this and do that. Man, look, what it is. You feel what I'm saying? You can do everything right and still get turned down, still get, treated like shit. You feel me? So you can miss me with that shit, man. Now, granted, you got your different types of, folks out there. You got your straight up just niggas that just don't want to do nothing or whatever the case may be. But that's in any, race or whatever the case may be. You got your lazy folks, you got your folks that don't want to, work and all this other stuff. But, it's not like we lazy, man. You know what I mean? Like, just look at the systematically engineered way that they have, treated us and what they have instilled in our brains, and if you weren't educated to understand certain things or just even to know the history of things, it can really mess you up. You know what I mean? And there you have it. Look at our situation. But at the end of the day, like, the real change, man, comes with, unity. And unity is one of the hardest things to do out here, especially with our folks, because the issue is, there's always going to be one nigga that want to shine more than the other nigga, which is another systematically engineered thing, from slavery. And, it's like I heard a quote, man, from, David Banner. He's like, some of these niggas just can't come with us. And that's just real shit. Like, everybody can't come because everybody ain't gonna be on the same board. Everybody ain't gonna be on the same code. You know what I'm saying? And there are a lot of opportunities here. Like in the city I'm in, man, when, all this shit went down, with Mr. George Floyd, rest in peace to him again. A lot of these folks here, man, they just took, it was opportunists, man. They wasn't mad about George Floyd, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it was killings within our own city, recently. They wasn't, marching and protesting behind that, but they just, follow behind, what they seen some other cities doing and stuff like that. You feel what I'm saying? So, that's why I say you got opportunists out here. Then, you got your covert optic folks out here. You got folks out here being paid to destroy things that ain't got nothing to do with the movement and nothing to do with the situation at hand. So, I really didn't want to start my podcast off like that. But just wanted to get a couple things off my mind, man, in regards to, this whole situation, and, just kind of just get my little 2 cents on it. And, at the end of the day, man, the fight not over. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is something that has to be ongoing until there's real change put in place. And at the same time, people say vote and all this and vote and all that, and that's all fine and dandy. But, if you go and vote, you got to make sure that the person that you're voting for has a real agenda for you, and you have a real agenda to give these people. You know what I'm saying? It just ain't gonna be just, oh, go vote because people say go vote. We need to have a real agenda. And if them candidates cannot meet our agenda and the things that we need and the things that we want, then we're not gonna vote for you. That's just as plain and simple as it get. That's how it works. You know what I'm saying? And it's power in the dollar, man. We spend the most money as a collective group, but we are such a small percentage of people in this particular country. But we don't keep our money within our own core. We don't keep our money circulating, for at least a minimum of, hell, even 6 hours. You know what I mean? So we have to keep our money within our own selves, spend, the black spend the black dollar with black owned companies. It may be something that's inconvenient for you because some black people don't live in black neighborhoods. You have to go to certain places, go a little bit further out to spend some money, buying black. It's kind of hard, but that's just a sacrifice that you're gonna have to be willing to take, man. I'm doing it, me and mine doing it, and it's something that we just have to do, and sometimes it may come at a higher price, sometimes it may be a lower price, but these prices are set the way that they are because of how these companies have to get their funding. It may have to spend a little bit more to get certain products because they're not afforded the ability to get it at a certain rate that these white owned companies are, that have more money or that have more funding and have more backing. So you can't complain about why is this more here or whatever case may be. Just think about the situation, man. You spending your black dollars with a black company, and those are the things that matter. We have to start somewhere, people. We got to start somewhere. You know what I mean? If we don't, then these things are going to continue to happen, and we're going to continue to complain about the same things. But where you make change is in unification and with that dollar. Because, man, look, we dictate what cool is. We dictate, how things move in the entertainment industry. We dictate all that. If we was to leave this country, everybody that's black, these folk wouldn't have nothing to do, man. Just think about that for a second, huh? If we was to leave and say, man, we ain't gonna be in America no more. We ain't coming back to this motherfucker. We ain't spending no money in this motherfucker. We ain't gonna entertain none of these motherfuckers. These motherfuckers would be bored out their ass, and the economy would fucking shiver and just decimate. You know what I'm saying? That's just my personal opinion, But just think about that for a second. We control a lot of this shit, man. Because the thing is, man, look, we built this motherfucker. We wasn't even supposed to be here this long. You know what I'm saying? We built the motherfucker, but the motherfucker wasn't designed for us. The system definitely was not designed, for us to prosper. It was designed against us. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be more strategic, man, and research and study, and formulate plans, because that's what these folk doing. They've been doing it. They do it every day. So, man, they got a chokehold on us, man. Literally. You know what I mean? And we see this shit every day. We go through the shit every day. For years and years, we born into this shit. So if you're going to make change, man, like being destructive and all that shit's cool for a little bit. But at the end of the day, after that, then what? That's what you got to think about, man. Think about that shit. You know what I mean? Think about making a change. Like, some things going to have to come at a sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to sacrifice, some of your time to do what's right. Because at the end of the day, we still got kids out here, that's looking up to us. We got to make a way for them. We may have to sacrifice us being cool and not having the Gucci, the Louis, and, all them stupid ass nigga trinkets. You know what I'm saying? For our kids to have a better way, out this shit. And for our kids to have a better understanding on how to deal with this shit and not have to deal with this shit. You feel what I'm saying? So, us as a collective group, as a collective core, we got to think about this shit, man. For real. Like all this complaining and shit, motherfuckers ain't hearing that shit, man. They hear that shit go in one ear and out the other. Or they don't even think about that shit. All they care about is their traditions. They motherfucking symbolism and all that other shit. You know what I mean? So we gotta go back to our motherfucking roots, and get this shit cracking, but in a different way. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we learn violence from them. We learn looting from them. We learn all that shit from them because that's what they did. You know what I'm saying? And then they made that shit illegal for everybody else to do that shit. But look, ain't nothing we can do about that shit right now. You know what I mean? Because, like, man, looting for Jordans and gold chains and all that shit, like, what the fuck does that do? It don't do nothing. You know what I mean? So think about some other shit. Think about how we really gonna get up out this motherfucking shit. Think about economic power, economic growth. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's folks out here, man, that, you know, are really teaching that knowledge and teaching that information. So follow them folks, man. Understand that shit. Understand how that shit go. Understand how that shit rock. You feel me? So, you know, that's my little 2 pieces on that junk, man. And, you know, we gonna keep the fight going. You know what I mean? And rest in peace again to, you know, everybody that has fallen victim to this bullshit out here. You know, it's devastating, man, but it's a part of our motherfucking history, which is dumb, don't make no sense. But man, we can't let them folk die in vain like that, man. Too many, man. Too many. Like, man, this shit ain't even cool just to even think about this shit, man. Cause I got kids. You know what I'm saying? My folks got kids. How we explain this shit to our kids, man? Let alone, you know, these folk out here talking about the coronavirus out here and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they done, you know, cancel school as far as going into schools. Motherfuckers working at the house. Motherfuckers ain't working. You can't go nowhere. Then all of a sudden, oh, we gonna open the motherfucker back up. You know, and it ain't because the fucking virus is gone. It's because the motherfuckers losing money. Again, folks, it's about the money. The money is where, when that motherfucking money start hurting, that's when they, okay, we gonna listen to you now because our money fucked up, man. And we spend goddamn the most money. You feel me? So just think about that shit, man. You know, so, you know what I mean? Mind the Huff Man podcast, you know, again, this is not the reasoning for my podcast or whatever the case may be, but you know, I just wanted to go ahead and, you know, give my thoughts on this here, man. Once again, rest in peace George Floyd, rest in peace Breonna Taylor, rest in peace Trayvon, rest in peace Mike Brown, rest in peace Tamir Rice, rest in peace, you know what I mean, shit, Eric Garner. You know, it's too many people to name, man. You know, Sandra Bland, you know, rest in peace to all the kings and queens, you know, that are part of, you know, our movement and our struggle just as black people, you know, in general. We shouldn't even be having to experience these types of things, man. Everybody just want to live. Everybody want to take care of their own. You feel me? Everybody want to enjoy, you know, life, and, you know, want to see they loved ones, you know, grow, learn, get older. This ain't right, man. It's not right. So, you know what I mean? I'm gonna end it off on that note, man. And you know, there will be better days to come, man. Like, straight up, you know, like Tupac said, man, better days. You feel me? And we just gotta keep the momentum going. You know, we can't let this shit stop. Like I said, man, they arrested, them 4 police officers. Don't let that shit pacify you, dog. Don't let the shit pacify you. We see this shit, over and over again. You feel me? And then 2, just watch out for the people that drop from the movement who say they down, man. Like, motherfucking silence, people that's being silent right now, watch them. You feel me? Because, man, that silence is golden in regards to, understand who really down and who ain't. You know what I'm saying? And even the motherfuckers that's, clinging on right now, you gonna see some of the motherfuckers fall off. You feel me? Watch the motherfuckers, man. Watch them. So we gonna end it off like that there, man. And just keep it going, man. So if you check me out, man, appreciate it. And power to the people, man. Shit, revolution is motherfucking televised, man. So, alright, holla at you.